Yes.
Hi,
So, good morning.
good morning.
At least I have one good morning today. What about others? Come on, wake up. It's 7 a.m. Sun is out. Good morning once again, everyone.
Yes,
Good
good morning.
morning.
Others can type in the chat box if you are बहुत शर्मा रहे हैं अगर आप if you are like to this thing, so you can type in the chat box. Let's wake up. Let's shake our hands first. Let's shake our hands a little bit here. Just keep your mobile down. Let's shake our hands, shake your legs wherever you are. Just twist a little bit. Yeah. Yes, no problem, no problem. If you cannot on your camera for some reason, if you can on your camera, it's always better. Yeah. So today is our sixth session of Arthritis Support Network, and I'm very glad that I get so many personal messages. I'll open the group also in now since the group is more settled now. And so many of you have brought changes. You are started exercising, taking sunlight, doing your RMS, doing your affirmations. Some people have joined yoga classes. Some people have joined my classes. Yeah. I'm so happy for every one of you. And those who have joined new. So this is a support group, okay, for people with arthritis, bone and joint disorders, so that you have a general awareness of what's right and what's wrong. So this is not something specific, okay? So if you have any specific disorder, if you have osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, so these are just general guidelines. Please don't stop any medications on your own. And before starting any exercise program, please consult a physiotherapist or a yoga trainer or a health coach. Okay, so that's a general disclaimer that I give at the start of every session. Okay, so today's session is about osteoporosis. Okay, does anybody has any idea here about what osteoporosis is? You can unmute and speak. You can also type in the chat box. What is osteoporosis? Let me see. And there are no negative marks in my class, by the way. Okay, so you can take a wild guess also. Okay, Sonia is telling brittle bones. Okay, yes, she is very close, I would say. Yeah, brittle bones. What else? Achha, yeah,
It,
you want to say anything?
yes, weakening of the bones
Yes.
gradually, yeah, the density of bone density gets
Yes.
weakened. Yeah,
Yes. So osteoporosis is the loss of calcium from bones. Yes. So your
yes,
bones become brittle, bones become weak. So we must understand that this is actually not a form of arthritis. Okay. So arthritis basically is inflammation. Okay. But this form of bone disorder, osteoporosis, is basically to do with loss of calcium from bones. So we'll learn this and much more. Why does this happen? How can we prevent it? And how can we improve? That's the goal for today. If you don't understand anything, you can always put in the chat box or unmute and ask also. So I'm going to start my PPT now about osteoporosis. So don't confuse this with osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is different. Osteoporosis is okay. But this is very important. Today's session is very important because actually to prevent osteoporosis, you have to start very young. So if you have kids at your home, if you have children, yeah. Can you look at the PPT now? Show me a thumbs up, Dharitri. I can look at you. Can
yeah.
you look at the yes, great. So I'm Manish Sanghai. I'm a certified health coach from Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And today's PPT is based on my learnings from Cornell University. So I did a nutrition and healthy living certificate course from Cornell last year, wherein we were taught in detail about osteoporosis. And today's PPT is based on that learning. Okay. So first let's understand what is osteoporosis. So osteoporosis is loss of calcium from bone structure. This is not inflammation. Okay. It's a silent disease. So you may have osteoporosis, but you may still not know that you are having it. How will you know? Unless you have a fracture or a fall. So it's a very unfortunate thing that people actually fall, they have a fracture, and then they get themselves tested just to know that they have osteopenia or osteoporosis. So osteopenia is one level below osteoporosis, where it is not that bad, but it is the start of osteoporosis. It may cause to posture also. So you may see as people age, their height gradually comes down and they become stooped. आगे की तरफ झुक जाते हैं. Okay, so that also happens with osteoporosis. So you can look here in the picture in the diagram that is there at the right. So there is a healthy bone where it is very stable. The bone structure is very stable, whereas on the right, very osteoporotic bone, see how fragile it is. It is not constant. So this is osteoporosis. Okay. Now let's understand about the bone structure. This is very important before we understand about the ways to prevent osteoporosis. So my question to you all, one question I put to you all, how is our bone? Is our bone hard or is it constantly changing? What do you think? Is our bone hard? Is it a structure? Is it a like a girder in a building, or is it constantly remodeling itself? What do you think? There are only two options. There is no third option. Okay, Rajni is saying changing. Okay, but do you feel bone is hard? I can see. I can hit my elbow bone, my spine, remodeling. Okay. Anybody here believes that it is fixed? So don't think I can confuse you. Okay, don't think that always the answer would be something different. Hmm? Actually, bone has two parts. One part is fixed and one part is remodeling. But yes, whoever answered, you are right. Bone structure is not fixed. It is constantly remodeling, and there are certain cells in the bone create new bones and destroy the bone. So bone contains cells that are constantly being remodeled. You guys were right. Yes. So there is something called as osteoblast, which are cells that produce more bone tissue, and osteoclasts that break down the bone tissue. So if you look at the right, so there is a femur, there's a diagram of the femur, and on the right of that, there is osteoblast where new bone tissues are formed, and osteoclast where bone tissue is getting destroyed. Okay, so bone is not fixed. It is also, there are cells in your bone where new bone is being made and old structure is being destroyed. So if osteoblasts are more than osteoclasts, you will have strong bones. And if osteoclasts, if that breakdown is more than formation of new bone, then obviously you're more likely to get osteoporosis. Clear everybody what is osteoblast, what is osteoclast? So this is just general information, because when you know these things, your own conviction becomes stronger. That yes, Acha, this is happening with me. This is how I can improve. Okay. So what are the risk factors for osteoporosis who are most likely to get? First, females. Yeah, so all the females in the group, you should be very careful, especially if you have daughters also at home. This session is very important for you. So females are at a higher risk of osteoporosis. We will learn later why. Age. So generally, as you age, especially as you enter your 30s, you gradually start losing your bone. Genetics, yes, if you have a family history of osteoporosis, then you are more likely to have that. But at Sharan, we very strongly believe that even if your parents or grandparents or any uncle aunts have osteoporosis, you can always make changes to your lifestyle and reduce the risk of that disease. Poor diet, this is a no-brainer. If your diet is poor, definitely you are at a higher risk of getting osteoporosis. Inactive lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle, because bones become stronger with activity. So that's why exercise is very, very important. We will learn later which exercises we should do. History of fractures. So some people are naturally prone to fracture, whether they eat right, whether they exercise. So some people like you can say bad luck, or you can say they are more prone to fracture. Smoking and alcohol. This again is a, if you are having alcohol, there is general thing that people say that एक pack चलता है थोड़ा बहुत चलता है. No, it's not good for your bones also. Smoking also reduces blood supply to the joints. So if anybody here is smoking or having alcohol, stopping it would help your bones also. Rheumatic diseases, yes. So that's why I covered this today. So many people with arthritis also develop osteoporosis. Why does this happen? The link is not very clear, but this is from my observations also. In general, doctors also say that people with any kind of arthritis should take care of their bones also. And people with who are like size 0 or people with very low BMI, they are also prone to get osteoporosis. So don't have unrealistic goals when it comes to exercise also. So all those six packs and size zeros, leave them to models. Okay, just eat well, exercise, be well. Okay, so these are some of the general risk factors for osteoporosis. And medicines. Yes, how can I forget this? So certain medications like steroids. So nowadays it's very common for doctors that even for cold and cough they start prescribing steroids. So If you have any doctor who prescribes steroids for no reason, it's time to change your doctor, because having steroids for long actually reduces your bone density. Okay. So this is just a general pictorial representation of risk factors. You can take a photograph if you want. This is all what I covered just now. Yes. So let's understand, like I told, when you turn 25 to 30 years of age, you generally start losing bone mass. But why it is more common in females? Because of menopause. So when your period stop, when you get menopause, that is when a hormone called as estrogen, okay, so that is not produced or very less produced in your body, because of which your bones start losing calcium. So it is very important for girls that from a young age, what the protocol that we are going to learn today, that if you have daughters in your home, if you have a young child in your home, just implement that from now, because when you turn 25, 30, you actually start losing muscle mass, even in men. So you can see the blue line is for men and the pink line is for women. Yeah, we all lose, but in women, the fall is much more than men. Okay, so if you're a boy, if you're a man, if you're a woman, yeah, please um, follow the protocol. What we are going to learn today about diet, about exercises. We are going to learn about various minerals that are important for our bones, various vitamins that are important. Okay, so understand one thing, if you have crossed 25, 30 years of age, you are actually losing bone every year. Okay, now if I ask about what mineral is most important for bone, obviously everybody knows it is calcium, right?
Calcium.
Yeah. But regarding calcium, you need to understand one thing. There are two countries. One is United States of America and another continent is Africa. So in USA and in India, the calcium consumption is at the highest because we are big consumers of dairy. And you must have heard from doctors, you must have heard from nutritionists that you should consume more dairy if you have osteoporosis. दूध पियो तो आपको calcium मिलेगा, right? How many of you have heard from your doctors? Most of you. Doctors must have
Yeah.
told nutritionists, all the social media experts, all the yeah, WhatsApp University and YouTube University. They all say that you should have more paneer, you should have more milk. But why is that two countries, America, USA and India, calcium consumption is at the highest? We consume most dairy, but still the rate of osteoporosis is also high. ये तो होना नहीं चाहिए. हम तो बचपन से दूध पीते आए हैं, right? From childhood we are drinking milk. Then why are Indian women getting osteoporosis? Hmm? Whereas in Africa, the dairy consumption or the calcium consumption is at the lowest. But still, there is no osteoporosis or very little osteoporosis. Any idea why does this happen? Anybody has any idea about this paradox that in spite of having so much of milk, we are getting osteoporosis? Any guesses, anybody? Why does this happen? What is there in milk apart from calcium that can cause osteoporosis? It's a shocking revelation. It's a shocking revelation. Come on, take a wild guess. What is there in milk? What do you get from milk and paneer? What do dietitians say apart from this? Come on,
Protein.
protein. Yes.
Yeah.
So the culprit here actually is animal protein that you, yes. So Shiraz got it right. The acidic, yes, she is right. I would say protein. Kashmira is right. Yes. Great. So I have a good audience today. So it's the excess protein which is there in animal this thing products that causing osteoporosis. We will learn the logic why. Okay, the culprit here is animal protein. So eggs, dairy, all forms of dairy, whether it's whey protein, ghee, dahi, chas, paneer, other forms of meat like fish, meat, and poultry. Okay, the more animal protein you have, the lesser is your bone mineral density. Shiraz got it right. Yes. So see, the logic is that whenever we consume animal protein, when you break down protein, what you get is amino acids. So when those amino acids enter your body, it makes your blood acidic. And our body has a natural tendency to become alkaline. Our body has a natural tendency to be alkaline. Now, when you turn anything, when you have anything which is acidic in your body, what your body does is it releases calcium from your bone, calcium bicarbonate from your bone, just to make that blood alkaline. So this is why The more animal protein you consume, the more calcium you lose from your bones. And this is a big myth because of the dairy industry being so strong. So I won't say that everybody is bribing the doctors or bribing the nutritionists, but this has just because of ads, because of food priming, that we have been made to believe that dairy has a lot of calcium, that having a lot of protein is good for you. There is so much of, and not only osteoporosis, even most forms of cancer are also linked to animal protein. So if you look generally around you, 25, 30 years ago, cancer was a very rare condition, right? All the elders in the group will agree that if you heard cancer, then everybody was shocked that it is cancer. And now cancer is like cold and cough. It is there in every
Yeah.
neighborhood, every home. Why has this become so common? So before the white revolution, actually, before the Indian economy opened up, so much of processed food, so much of protein consumption was not there in our diet. Paneer was not made every day, it was made only on special occasions. But now we are consuming that on a daily basis, thinking that we are getting more protein. My child needs protein to grow up. We are not calves that we need so much of protein from the, yes, cow's milk has a lot of protein, but that protein is meant for the calf. So a calf grows into a full grown cow, an adult, in less than 2 years. And for us human beings, it takes 18 years to become a full grown adult. So do we need so much of protein? So when you consume so much of protein, you get amino acids to break down those acids to make your body alkaline. Body draws calcium bicarbonate from your bones. And that is where you have a higher incidence of. So it's exactly the opposite. The more dairy you consume, you are more likely to have osteoporosis in the long run, and also protein. So anybody having your animal protein thinking that you are meat or anything that you want protein from, where will you get protein? We will learn today. From today, we'll learn more about calcium, but understand one thing, that all the animals also get protein from plants. Okay. Only plants are autotrophic. They can produce all the nutrition on their own. Rest everything, rest all animals, human beings, we get our nutrition from plants. From where does cow get its calcium? What does cow eat? Hmm? गाय क्या खाती है? Yeah, you should know.
Grass,
Grass.
green,
Grass,
yeah,
green grass.
grass.
So why do you need a intermediary in between, that I will get my calcium from cow? Yeah. Is there a factory within the cow that turns grass into calcium? No, you can just have a green smoothie in the morning and have all the calcium that you need. There are certain seeds like sesame seeds which have 10 times more calcium than a cow's milk. So many things are there. So that's why in the Rise to Thrive challenge, what I say, start your day with a green smoothie. You're getting a lot of minerals also from that. Vitamins, yes, but minerals also, which is very good for your bone. So I have been having green smoothie myself for the last 3 years now. And believe me, I'm in the best shape of my life. I've stopped dairy completely. I don't get any soreness. I do my dance workouts. I do my jogging. I do my hiking, everything. But I don't get any soreness at all. And previously, I was consuming a lot of whey protein. I used to have a lot of milk, paneer, but still I used to have soreness in my muscles. So it's a very paradoxical thing. What we have been taught to consume more protein and more calcium and more whey protein and more paneer, whereas that is in fact damaging you more than doing any good. Any questions anybody has regarding this? Because I know it's a very controversial thing what we have been hearing for generations. I would say generations, not even a few years, that दूध पियो, दूध पीने से हड्डी मजबूत होती है, सबकी दादी नानी माँ बाप सबने बोला होगा, मदर फादर सबने बोला होगा कि आप खाओ, but you can trust me completely on this. And I was literally positively surprised when I heard this from my professor at Cornell University also, that people in the West, isn't animal structure different than humans? Yes, obviously it is different. Yes, animal structure is different, and that's why when you eat any animal product, they have a different hormonal structure. So I always give, yeah, just a second, Garima. So I always give this example to my students and my clients, that Whenever you transfuse any blood, so if somebody meets an accident and he needs blood transfusion, what do doctors do first? Do they transfuse any blood, or do they check the blood group and they check various other factors? Yeah,
Check the blood group.
obviously they check many things, right? But before consuming any animal product, do we check that? It's like a blood organ transplant. You are eating a liver, you are eating the leg piece, or you are eating that. So that animal is becoming a part of you. So that has a complete different structure. They have a different set of hormones. But we are eating that and we are suffering. Why? Because that is actually not suited for the human body. So बोलते ना कि our ancestors, बोलते ना हमारे पूर्वज, they were monkeys. And what do monkeys eat? Yeah, fruits. So we are naturally fruitarians. Actually, we are naturally fruitarians. So a large part of our diet should be fruits and salads, the raw foods that we consume. But understand one thing, this thing is like a take it written in stone that if you consume more animal protein, you are more likely to get osteoporosis and a higher incidence of cancer also. Yeah, Garima, you raised your hand. You have any question or anything to share?
Yeah, yeah, the calcium thing that you spoke, I mean, Manish. So how about soya milk, soya protein, tofu,
We'll
soya
come.
curd, which is available in the market? They are
Yes,
also processed. Hmm.
yeah, they are processed. Yes, absolutely. They are
So what are
highly.
your thoughts on that?
Yes, so I don't personally don't consume those things if you ask me. So
Mm-hmm.
I consume more of natural foods, and it can very easily be made at home also. So at Sharon, that's why we have this dairy-free challenge also we have, wherein we actually teach you guys, we actually teach people how to make that at home. So coconut milk very easily, it takes just 5 to 10 minutes of your time to make coconut milk, almond milk at home. It's very easy. But actually we don't need to eat that also for your protein needs. We'll learn later on what are the good sources of calcium. If I get time, I'll cover protein also today or maybe in the next session. Okay, I have one more question from Shraddha. She sent a personal message. I mean, maybe then we need animal products rather than only plants also. What's your view on Ayurveda where they sell milk, eggs due to doshas? Sorry, I didn't get your question. Can you unmute and ask Shraddha? I didn't get your question. Is Shraddha there? No. Okay, Shiraz, you have any question regarding this point we discussed? Yeah, Shraddha. Sorry,
Yeah,
Shiraz.
so can I say?
Yes, Shiraz.
So recently I read somewhere that like when we say that we can since animals like cows get their protein from grass, so we can also get it from grass. But then I read that cows and animals can assimilate their protein from the grass much better than what humans can do from grass. So matlab for protein for us for humans, grass and vegetables are not enough.
See,
I don't know how to do that.
no, Shiraz, no, I would say there is a lot of information now. So we are in a information overload, I would say, because any people can go online and record and say anything. So first look at the lineage of who is speaking. Okay, so if something is coming from like universities like Cornell, Harvard, these things now, so you can trust them more. And I would say best is live experience. Yeah, so people who are experiencing this dietary changes, and if you ask them, so they are the best sources of information. I also have gone through that, what you are telling, Shiraz, that cows have certain things in your stomach which processes that, but that is a myth. Actually, that is a myth. Minerals, where does calcium come? It comes from soil. Mineral comes from soil. So not only grass, if you eat salads also, you actually get a lot of calcium. So that's why we say that at least 25% of your food should be raw. At least 25%. That is when you get the best bang for your buck. So you don't need someone in between to convert that into calcium and then give it to you. No, it's a big myth, Shiraz. Thank you for asking that question. That's an excellent question. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank
So let's
you.
move on with our presentation now. So low calcium is not only responsible for osteoporosis. Let's understand what else does low calcium does. So if you consume a lot of animal products, definitely your calcium in the bone will go low. In the blood also will go. It can lead to muscle spasms. It can lead to neuromuscular disorders. So this is also becoming very common now. Earlier, this was not there. A lot of neuromuscular disorders like tingling sensations people get this shivering thing, all those things. This is also because of a lot of animal protein and calcium that we get from animal products. High blood pressure. So you must have heard that people with high blood pressure should consume less salt. Yes, obviously that, but that they should also consume foods which are high in calcium. People with high BP. So this is the additional tip I am giving anybody are having high BP. Just we will learn today sources of calcium. Include that also in your diet. Then fragile bone structure, obviously you will get if you have low calcium, and arrhythmia or heart attacks. So you need to be very, very careful if you are not consuming calcium enough in your diet. And since now I'm telling that you should not consume dairy, so we'll learn today from where you can get your calcium. So what are the sources of calcium? Like somebody asked about soy milk. So these can be very easily made out at home also. So I know it may sound challenging कि घर पे कैसे बनाना है. It's just a matter of learning things. Okay. Is it easy to go to a doctor, spend 2, 3 hours waiting, getting a test done, spending thousands of rupees, and just taking something, some supplement or some medicine, which very rarely helps you? Hmm? People don't question that. But when I say, na, just learn something and do at home, they say, yeah, we don't have time for that. So people here, no, I'm sorry to say that if you don't have time for health, you should make time for illness. So it's not very challenging. In fact, it becomes you start enjoying these things when you see the changes in your body, when you start losing weight, when your blood markers improve, you actually get motivated to try out new things. So almond milk, soy milk, rice milk, dark leafy greens like kale, broccoli, these are very high in calcium. So I want to promise from everyone, whoever 48 of us are there today, that let's try this for at least 3 months. Give me at least 3 months. Start your day with a green smoothie. We will again share the recipe today in the group. It's like a dessert we have every morning. It is very high in vitamins also. So all the B vitamins that you need, you get that also from your greens. You get a lot of phytonutrients, so many things you are getting, a lot of polyphenols that you get from these. So start your day with a fruit, start your day with a green smoothie. You will have plenty of calcium. You need a variety of fruits and vegetables. So as I say, eat a rainbow. Don't worry about what calcium is there in what food. It's only human beings that worry that these many milligrams of calcium you're getting from these, or this many milligrams of protein you're getting from this food. Eat a rainbow, eat as per seasons, eat as per, and have a rainbow diet. Add plenty of colors to your diet. That is the best way to get all the nutrition. Moringa leaves. So in Italy sambar we put now badi dandi aati hai, that are drumsticks, moringa leaves. That is super. That's a super food, I would say. So powders I generally don't suggest. So what you can do, you can make a soup of moringa, drumstick soup. It's a meal replacer soup. It's super tasty and it's super healthy. It's very high in calcium. Figs, yeah, anjeer. To soaked dried figs, and if it's in season, if it's winter, you get fresh figs also. So that has also more calcium than cow's milk. Amaranth, yeah, during fasting we eat na rajgiri ki roti, amaranth that we eat, that is also very high in calcium. Then certain nuts and seeds, I generally don't suggest that having that during summers because they are actually hot in nature, but in small quantities, yes. So at Sharon, what we suggest is not more than 10 nuts in a day. So don't become a fanatic and start eating 40 almonds in a day that it has calcium, and then you go to the internet and then you see that it has this much calcium. My doctor told that I need 1,000 milligrams calcium, and then you start eating a lot. It will spoil your gut. Okay. So limit calcium, limit almonds to maximum 10 in a day, and you can include some sesame seeds also in your diet. It is one of the best sources of calcium, sesame seeds. Then somebody spoke about tofu. Yes, it is also very high in calcium and protein also. Okay. And calcium supplements. Please, I'm warning you guys today. Take it only if it is suggested by a doctor. You must be seeing ads that women in their 40s take a Chelcal or take some supplement. TV में ads भी आते हैं, many ads also. So because they are right. Yes, women start losing calcium from their bone. But if you are taking calcium without a prescription, means you are not deficient in that mineral, it can lead to hardening of your arteries. It can give you heart attacks. It is that bad. So whenever I get any client and they're, sir, I'm taking because my gym trainer told. or I saw on TV, I saw on the Instagram or saw on Facebook. Is your calcium low? They say no. I get them tested first. If the calcium is normal, I just tell them have your calcium from natural foods, because it doesn't only strengthen your bones, it hardens the walls of the arteries also, and it can lead to adverse events. So please don't take any calcium supplement on your own. It is a proven fact. So please be very careful with supplements also. डॉक्टर बोले तभी लेना है, वरना मत लो आप. And don't do the overdose also. Doctors say that have for 3 months and you have for 3 years. That is also a big problem with Indians, that doctors give the prescription and we follow that for decades altogether. I've seen that in my home also. So these are some of the plant-based sources. So if you just want a photograph, you can take a photograph. So there is sweet potato, carrots, tomatoes, everything has calcium, because everything is grown in the soil only, and from that soil obviously that calcium will come into the food. So chia seeds, quinoa, these are very good sources of calcium. Okay, so how to retain calcium in the bone? Now we'll learn about what you can do. Now suppose you have crossed 30 years of age and you started losing bone, so how you can retain it? First is weight bearing exercises. So weight bearing exercise doesn't mean that you start skipping, you start jumping, you start jogging, especially since this is arthritis group. If any of you have arthritis, suppose knee arthritis, osteoarthritis of the knee, or ankylosing spondylitis, so best exercise is slow walk, I would say. Even a slow walk is very good for osteoporotic people. And even if you don't have osteoporosis, don't wait for the diagnosis of osteoporosis to start the weight bearing exercises. So you must have noticed, if anybody of you or any family member have gone through knee replacement, so what doctors do on the next day, they ask you to walk. Has anybody experienced that or heard? Doctor दूसरे दिन खड़ा करते हैं. Why do they make you stand? Because you need weight on your bone. So weight bearing exercises. So normally I start with my day with a 20-minute slow walk. It's not a very fast walk or brisk walk that is required. Sometimes you set goals so high. You set goals that I need to finish this many steps in these many minutes, and 1 hour walk is important. No, even 20 minutes of walking is very good for your bones. Then obviously, if you don't have any health issues, running, jumping, dance, yeah, this is my new passion that I've developed. Dancing is very good for your bones. Yeah. So any exercise which put weights on your bones, that is very good. So a lot of push-ups is good, squatting is good for you, these exercises, but be mindful. People with any knee issue, you need to do it under expert supervision. Okay, like I said, if you have any knee issues, you can do cycling also. So that is actually not a weight bearing exercise, but that is good for your mobility, joint mobility, and bone strengthening to some extent, I would say. Strength training, this I would say is a no brainer. It's a must for everyone. So you can take this as a prescription here from today, that includes some form of strength training in your routine. You don't need to go to a gym and lift heavy weights. Even working out with a water bottle or resistance bands or dumbbells at home, that also is good enough to strengthen your bones. So that's why in my classes, I make everyone do strength training. Do light, but do, because if you don't do strength training, one, you start losing muscle mass, but also your bones become weak. So no matter what age you are, you may be in your 80s, but please include this as in your routine. Then certain yoga asanas also, like standing postures, balancing postures, squats, like I said, they also strengthen your bones. Then, like I said, women start uh, the hormone estrogen that is not produced in after menopause. So there are certain medications. So please don't take this on your own. This is just for knowledge I'm sharing. There are certain medications also. So if you have osteoporosis, ये मत सोचिए डॉक्टर के पास जाने से क्या होगा, डॉक्टर बेकार है, नो तो खाली सप्लीमेंट देगा, ऐसा देगा. No, there are certain medications that are also there, certain modern medications that are helping in osteoporosis also. And last but not the least, vitamin D. So vitamin D from sunlight, problem is that the sunlight that we get today, it is filtered. There is so much of pollution around, and don't think that if you get 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight, it is good for you. Okay, I've done my sunlight and getting vitamin D. You actually need to sit with very less clothes and at least for 30 to 45 minutes daily to get adequate vitamin D from naturally from sunlight. And that also, if you are dark skinned, if you have obese, then the chances of getting that is very less. So that's why supplementation with vitamin D is very, very important, because you may eat calcium rich foods, but unless there is vitamin D, adequate vitamin D in your body, that calcium won't absorb into your bones. So vitamin D is like a key that will open the lock to help calcium enter your bones. So that's why you may see that doctors also very often now prescribe vitamin D. But the problem is that vitamin D supplementation has to be taken as a maintenance dose also. By the way, just a poll, the show of hands, or you can type in the chat box. How many of you are taking vitamin D supplements regularly here? I know my students are taking. Yeah. Good. I can see most of the hands, at least cameras that are on. You are taking vitamin D. Good, Shiraz. Excellent. Yes. So see, vitamin D, what the problem is that normal levels should be between 30 and 70. You must have heard. Now, don't do a overdose also. Okay. बहुत ज़्यादा जोश में नहीं आ जाना and बहुत ज़्यादा vitamin D नहीं लेना है. Because if the level goes above 70, it can become toxic also. Because it's a fat soluble vitamin. And for vitamin D to work, you should have healthy fats in your diet. And this is what you get from the plant-based sources of calcium, healthy fats. So a lot of avocado, a lot of seeds, these things are very, very important in your diet. Because if you have vitamin D in isolation without fats, you don't have fats in your body so that your vitamin D can absorb. Okay, so it's a tricky thing, and very low vitamin D is a recipe for disaster. It not only it can cause osteoporosis. I'll do a separate session on vitamin D because it's such an important thing. It's such an important thing. It can cause a host of disorders if you have low vitamin D. So at least once a year, once you cross 40 years of age, which vitamin D supplement is good? I believe it's good. You ask your doctor. It's a very common thing, but I don't suggest supplements in a group session because it may backfire because I don't know your levels also, what your levels are. So there are many supplements available in the market. You can ask your doctor or your health coach. Uh, I was telling you regarding the levels. So in functional medicine, what we believe that levels between 45 and 70 is ideal. So suppose if you do your blood test level is 30, na, your doctor may tell that you are normal, but no, that you need a maintain a certain level in order for calcium to get into your bones, and that level is between 45 and 70. So what I do for my family members, for my students, I ask them to check once a year at least. At least once a year, get your vitamin D, B12 checked. And if it is low, it needs to be supplemented. But I haven't found a single case till now who has got, at least Indians, who have got adequate vitamin D without any supplementation. They are taking sunlight, they are eating foods and which are rich in calcium and everything, but still their vitamin D, 99% of cases are low. So don't take it for granted. Believe me, it can cause you a lot of trouble in the long run if you have a low vitamin D. That's why I'm insisting so much on vitamin D today. Okay. So calcium is important, vitamin D is important. We will learn about certain other minerals also that are important. So other key nutrients, one is magnesium. So this has gained a lot of traction in recent time that a lot of people, I'm happy that actually they are talking about magnesium now. It plays an important role in maintaining the bone density. So foods you can include brown rice. This I have almost 3 to 4 times in a week. Brown rice, dark green vegetables, again legumes, peanuts. So peanut butter is another very healthy food which you can include in your diet. Please don't get it from the market. It has a lot of palm oil, it has a lot of sugar and a lot of preservatives and additives. It's very easy to make at home. Recipe, I think, should be there on Sharon website. I'll put in the group also. The peanut butter is a superfood, I would say. So I have it daily actually with my fruit. Peanut butter with fruits. It tastes yum and it is super healthy. It is very high in magnesium also. So peanut actually is a legume. It's not a nut. It's a legume. Certain nuts, seeds, whole grain cereals, they are very rich sources of magnesium. Next is vitamin C. So vitamin C is an antioxidant, yes, but it is very also good for your bones also. It makes something called as collagen. So this another mineral, this another has gained traction in the recent times, but you don't need a supplement for collagen. Just have plenty of citrus fruits, lemon water, our desi nimbu pani. Guava is very high in vitamin C. You can have that. You can have kiwi fruit. Yeah. See, you can get everything from natural sources. You just need to be aware and plan your meals. That's it. So peppers, tomatoes, these are like excellent sources of vitamin C. So apart from calcium, I'll take a I'll take a quiz at the end. याद रखिएगा. Calcium, vitamin D. We learnt about magnesium. We learnt about vitamin C. What else? Potassium. Okay. It decreases the loss of calcium and increases the rate of bone building. What else you want? So any guesses what food has potassium? Let me see the audience. You can type in the chat box. Yeah, since the sharing is on. Which foods are high in potassium? Let me see any idea. What kind of bananas? Yes. So that's why what we put in the green smoothie, Sharon smoothie, bananas. Yes. Banana खाने से मोटे नहीं होते हैं. Okay. Don't worry about becoming fat. I have bananas daily in my smoothie and look at me. I'm 63 kgs of weight with perfect BMI, with perfect fat percentage, everything. Yeah. Nobody will say you कि वड़ा पाव से मोटे होते हैं. Nobody will say you that पिज्जा खाने से मोटे होते हैं. But आम खाने से मोटे हो जाते हैं. Banana नहीं खाना चाहिए. You will gain weight. It's a big myth. So we have people at Sharon who have diabetic and we give them green smoothie, we give them mangoes and still they reverse their diabetes also. Banana is a very good source of potassium. That's why we have that daily in our diet. Oranges, potatoes, sweet potatoes, beans, they are very high in potassium and vitamin K. Vitamin K2 is very important for bone formation. So again, you get them from dark leafy greens, smoothie, green smoothie again, beans, soy, edamame, tofu. These are very high in vitamin K. Okay. So to before we end the session, quick few action steps what you can do right away to improve your bone health. Start early. Okay. Like I said in the group also. So if you have kids at your home, like my daughter, she's doing her 12th, she's doing a CA preparation. I ensure that she does at least 30 minutes of exercise daily because I don't want her to lose her health because I know being a girl, she's more prone to becoming osteoporotic when she grows old. So why not start early? सबके घर में grandchildren, children you must be having at your home. So encourage them to move, exercise, go for a run, go for a walk, dance, listen to music, maybe start gymming, strength training. Very, very important because you have a window till the age of 30 to increase your bone mass. Have a proper balanced diet. Don't go after fats. Don't go after extremes, dietary extremes की भूखा रहने से strong बनते हैं, fasting से strong बनते हैं. Yes, intermittent fasting is good. We follow that for 13 to 16 hours, but at least in your eating window, have a proper balanced diet. See, before starting any diet, now ask yourself whether you will be able to sustain it for life. I have had people having osteoporosis and they say that they have heard someone on social media that by eating just raw foods or by just eating fruits or by going on a strict fasting regimen, I will increase my bone mass. And they come in such bad state after 3, 4 months, losing a lot of muscle mass and they become more weaker. And then job become difficult for us. So don't go after diet fads. Have a proper balanced meal, which are good in all the macro and micronutrients. So carbohydrates is also important. Fats are important. Protein is important. The minerals that we learned today, they are important. So have a proper balanced meal. Start exercising. So the person who says no, you don't have time to exercise, find time for illness. So just a very famous quote which I say that miss your meals, but do not miss your daily rounds of exercise. Before this session, I did 30 minutes of my workout. I did dance workout today, but no, I know it is important for me as a health coach to be fit myself. So अगर आपने पहले नहीं किया, after the session, go in nature, have some sunlight, breathe fresh air, do some walk or do some exercise as per your own condition. But please start exercising no matter whatever age you are. Exercising will save you from a lot of trouble going forward. Then prevent risk of falling. So if you have carpets at your home, if you have elderly people at home, just remove those carpets. Keep the floor dry and no harm in using walking aids. Because if you have osteoporosis, and if you fall, there is higher chance of fracture. So just design your home in such a way or the layout of your home in such a way. If you have staircases, be very careful because if you fall, there is higher risk of fracture also. Give up alcohol and smoking. and check your vitamin D and calcium levels at least once a year. Very, very important. And the test, which is the best test for osteoporosis, it is the BMD DEXA scan. So at least after the 45, need to at least after the age of 50, everybody should get it done once in 3 years, maybe I would say. This BMD DEXA scan, bone mass, bone mineral density scan that is there. It is very easily available in most of the modern hospitals. They have this machine. I also get it done once in 5 years because I had arthritis myself. And you will be surprised to know I got it done at Hinduja Hospital in Mahim. So they have all the records. They have all the records. So I had done in 2003. I had done in 2013. I got done it this year, last year also. And my the doctors were surprised that Manish, I don't know what you are doing, but your bone density is improving. So I'm 41 now, but doctors say that it is improved over the last 10 years. And actually, scientifically, it should be going down. Why? One reason, I'm exercising daily for the past 17 years, almost daily. So this is one part because I have ankylosing spondylitis myself. And if I don't exercise, I know I will become bedridden. So it's a compulsion for me. But the good part is that I don't have any other lifestyle disorder. My blood sugars are normal. My blood pressure is normal. My bone is getting stronger because of exercising. So I do a lot of weight training. I do a lot of dance now, a lot of walking, a lot of weight bearing exercises, what we learned. So it's been a blessing in disguise, my arthritis, that because of which my bone density is very good. It's in excellent range, even at the age of 41. Okay, so how to connect? So these are certain programs people generally ask me at the end of the session. You can take a photograph, and all the data is there on Sharan website. Right now, I'm not taking any personal consulting sessions because already that is full. So one group coaching program is there, Forever Young, wherein we meet thrice a week, morning 6:30 a.m. India time, and we do certain fun things. We discuss certain concepts related to health, related to spirituality, and we do 1 hour exercise also. That includes exercise, pranayam, a lot of things we do. So that's the only program open right now, Forever Young. And there's my YouTube channel also. So this recording is also put on YouTube by my own name. Okay. Any questions now? Anybody has? Yeah, Shraddha has raised her hand. Shraddha, yeah. One by one. Yeah,
Yes,
Shraddha.
sorry. Yes, Manish. Yeah, sorry. Earlier, I was not able to unmute it,
No problem.
and hence submission. Yeah. So I wanted to check on one thing which I wrote was that you said that cows eat grass and they get their uh, calcium.
Protein and calcium,
So
yes.
on that thing, my question was that isn't cow structure different than animals than humans? That maybe
Yes.
we need some milk, or it's not that I'm in favor of dairy, but then I'm going a bit from Ayurvedic perspective because that's the most ancient system, is what I've understood. A correct Ayurvedic doctor again, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
they say little amount of milk is needed, like with some powders they give little milk and all. So how do you put your views there?
See, personally, I don't have any idea about Ayurveda because Ayurveda did more harm to me than good. So,
Mm.
so Shraddha, when I was suffering from ankylosing spondylitis now, so obviously in India, we tried many pathies together. So I tried allopathy, I tried homeopathy, I tried Ayurveda, many things. It actually destroyed my gut. So all the bastis, they used to put a lot of milk through my anus into my colon and thinking that the vat will be removed and everything, but it actually did more harm than good. It aggravated my Crohn's also. So I had Crohn's disease also. And they say a lot, have a lot of ghee also. Ayurveda, it's very common for them to say.
Yeah.
Now, the Ayurvedic medicines that are there now, they are very high in metals also. So just for your body to accept that, you need to have ghee with Ayurveda. But see, here what at Sharan, what we believe that nature is bolte na, above all. So even before Ayurveda, there was nature. Okay, nature cure, where there was no other pathy was there. Nature cure was there. And people don't used to fall ill. Our lifespan actually has been reducing in spite of so much of medical advancement. So something we are doing wrong with ourselves. Yeah, we need to ask. See, Shraddha, we need to ask that why do people get osteoporosis? Why do Indians? It is so common in India and America, two highest consumers of dairy. Still, we have osteoporosis. How? What can justify that? So sometimes, see, I won't say Ayurveda is right or wrong. I'm not the right person for that to comment. But if you follow one thing, follow one thing. Just give that a few years. If it works for you, well and good. But this thing is sure that you can get 100% calcium from plant-based sources, and that is the most digestible form of calcium. Yeah, I hope I
Yeah,
can.
but yes, I mean, what I'm trying to say, not all Ayurveda again can go wrong. Like I've had very good experience with Ayurveda. I'm not talking about osteoporosis. I'm just putting my views that they don't, they say that cortical medicines or whichever, they don't have high metals and stuff. Because I took for certain issues in life, and that really sort of helped me, you know.
Yes, yes. No, I'm not saying that only this is right and everything else is wrong. People get various pathies are there, and whatever works for us is the best, I would say. So what worked for me? Yes, initially allopathy worked for me. It helped me bring down my inflammation. I took allopathic medications. And then when I shifted to this lifestyle medicine, when I shifted to this Sharan lifestyle, what we follow, and when I just changed my diet, my symptoms automatically went away. So I'm a very strong believer that your body can heal itself. Your body has certain mechanisms, but if you just provide it the right environment, how nature meant us to live. Now, just think about cow. Matlab, why does a mother produce milk? Because the young one doesn't have teeth, right? And why does milk stop coming after a few months or years? Yeah. So if you are a mother, you start producing milk. After a few months, you wean away. Yeah. The child doesn't need milk at all because you get teeth. Even a calf, even a calf doesn't drink milk once it gets teeth. It eats grass. So problem is that we have stopped using our brains. Why would have just think now, for whom was cow's milk intended for? Human beings are the only species that drinks milk of other species. No other species. There are more than 84 lakh species, and you will never see a calf drinking a tiger's milk or tiger drinking cow milk or goat milk or a goat drinking horse's milk. No, we never do that. It is meant for the offspring of that animal. Because there are certain, not only calcium and protein, various other elements are there in milk, which is meant for that calf to grow into a cow. But we have stopped thinking. We think that this is beneficial, let's have that. There is benefit. See, I'm not saying that cow milk doesn't have calcium. It has calcium, it has protein, but you have to weigh bonus versus baggage. So the baggage you get from milk, that's why I'm saying it's not worth it. So you may take for a short period, some Ayurvedic doctor told you may take for some, that's a different story altogether if you take it as medicine. But please don't make it like a food and have it daily thinking that you are getting calcium and protein. Believe me, it will hurt you in the long run. This is, I can say from experience, and I can say from experience of my clients at Sharan for the past 20 years, we have seen magic happen when people just went off dairy. So many conditions, even autoimmune conditions get reversed. I myself had ankylosing spondylitis, Crohn's disease, autoimmune hemolytic anemia. I've never spoken about that in detail. So my hemoglobin used to fall to 5. And doctors told that we cannot do anything and you have to be on steroids and medications for the rest of your life. I took medicines only for 3 months for that. Only 3 months. And now I'm a blood donor now. My hemoglobin is above 15 without any medications. Why? Just because of dietary and lifestyle changes. What we did. Somebody told constipated, yes, but milk is mucogenic also. So I had cough and cold regularly. I used to take antibiotics 2 to 3 times in a year for cold and cough. I haven't fallen ill in the last 3 years. No cold and cough, nothing. When I stopped milk, and many of my students and clients have experienced that their cough just goes away. So it actually, so Shraddha, you just need to weigh the bonus versus the baggage. And unfortunately, the baggage is much higher. The risk of cancer is much higher if you are on dairy. In fact, we learned about cancer also at my study in Cornell. And the first thing what my professor spoke about was animal protein. That the animal protein that is being consumed, that is the reason for so much of increase in the incidence of cancer. Yeah. Next, Haritri. Yeah. Thank you, Shraddha, for asking
Yeah.
I had one more
Yeah.
question, if I can.
Quickly. Yeah. Quickly. Yeah.
These days, people say that I've been hearing that whatever is your body weight, that much protein is again needed. I mean, that much gram protein is needed.
Yes.
Is that true, or that's also false? Or do we really? Because muscle mass gets lost, is what been hearing
Yes.
now. Because you spoke about strength training and all also.
Yes.
So is that relation? Does that
Yeah,
have a
relation.
relation with muscle
Yes.
mass?
Yes. Yes. So yes, protein is a very important macronutrient. You need that in your diet. If you don't have protein, you are bound to lose muscle mass. But my question to everyone is, how much of physical activity are we doing these days? So none of you are construction laborers or none of you are farmers here, right? We are normally leading a more or less sedentary lifestyle. Okay. Now protein has a lot of amino acids that needs to be broken down in your body. So if you don't have enough activity level with that amount of protein, 1 gram or 1.2 grams of body weight that you should have, you will actually start damaging your liver and kidneys. Because too much of protein without activity actually causes more harm than good. So if you are an athlete, now suppose you are an athlete, you are Hrithik Roshan or you are Virat Kohli, definitely your protein requirement will be much higher than me because I'm a businessman. Okay, so I just exercise for 40-45 minutes. I'm active throughout the day, but I don't need that much of protein. And in fact, human beings are the only species that worry about from where will I get my protein. Just have a rainbow. See, this is again a key. So just look at your food and you should see all colors in that. You will get all the protein, all the vitamin C, all the vitamin K, all the potassium, all the magnesium, all the calcium, minerals, because literally social media is making us mad, I would say. Social media, it's anti-social media, I call it. That's why I'm personally not on any social media. I've just uploaded my this thing on YouTube and I don't refer to all the influencers and all the doctors, and everybody has become a gyani on social media now. And somebody will say don't eat this, somebody say don't eat that, don't drink water, don't drink tea, don't drink coffee, don't have this. Khai kya hai, what can we eat yaar, wo to batao. So it's always good to go to a specialist, always good to go to a expert, get yourself checked, get yourself analyzed, because see, every body is different. So your protein requirement may be higher than mine because you are more prone to sarcopenia, which is loss of muscle mass. Yeah. In my case, maybe it's not. So, see, Shraddha, I would say my experience, another experience of I climbed the highest mountain peak in Gujarat in 2021, Girnar Mountain. I was on a strictly vegan diet at that time. So they warned me, my Gujarati friends warned me that, "Arey, chhas lo, protein milega, you will get protein and this is important." I had zero soreness next day. Obviously, I was exercising, my muscles were strong, and they all were down with soreness. And you know, Gujaratis have a lot of chas and a lot of dahi and everything, a lot of milk, thinking that they are getting protein from that, calcium from that. And I had zero soreness. I was doing my regular workout next day. So actually, the protein that you get from whole foods, that is enough for you. And if you ask in percentage terms, not more than 10% of your calories should be from protein in percentage terms. But again, don't go after those things because how can you measure your food and everything? It's practically impossible. So start your day with a green smoothie, have some seeds along with it, have some nut butter with a fruit, you get good protein. Lunch, ideally, brown rice, one of the best foods I would say you can have. Have that with dal and vegetable. Again, you get complete protein and vitamins and minerals, everything you get. In dinner, have simple soup and salad in this weather. Cold soups are there. Just have a lot of variety in your vegetables. Done. Don't make it complicated. Have 3 meals in a day, proper meals. Don't go for extremes, no extremes diet. Actually, no supplement other than D3 and B12 are required. So this is like a meal plan that I follow myself, and it has worked wonders for me. You know? Next
I
question.
have a question, Manish.
Yeah, Dharitri, please. Dharitri, raise your
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. Yeah, Manish, I have one question. This DEXA scan should be done once in a year
Once in 3 years is good enough
or
if you don't have
once in...
osteoporosis. Yes.
Okay,
Yes. So
okay,
that you can
okay,
get without
yes.
a prescription also. You don't need a doctor's prescription for that. You can just order a test for yourself and get it done. And that will actually show you, it actually measures every part of your body. So your wrist, your elbows, your hip joint, your knees, your ankles, and it will actually show which part of your body, if at all it is affected, it will give you detailed analysis. It's a very good test. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Again,
thank
Dr.
you.
Anupama, regarding milk, I would say it's actually not required, whether it's any milk. Even your mother's milk is not required once you get teeth. एक बार दांत आ जाते हैं ना तो माँ का मिल्क, अपनी माँ का दूध भी जरूरी नहीं होता. Forget about cow's milk and goat milk and sheep milk and so much of milk. As a medicine, if you take it, if somebody gives you for a while Ayurveda something, I cannot comment on that, but for most people, it is not required actually. Yeah, Garima, quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, Manish, I wanted to understand since you said 3 meals a day. So your smoothie is the first meal, or how
Yes.
is it?
Yes. Smoothie is the first
So,
meal of it.
and then you have your lunch and dinner. So these are 3 meals that you're referring to?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And in between, we can have fruits, soups, and salads. I mean, whatever it is, or no? That's
So
my
my meal
question.
quantity is generally on a larger, higher side. So I just ensure that I'm not hungry till the next meal, and your body
Mm-hmm.
get used to this pattern. So actually, by having frequent meals now, what you are doing is that you are spiking your insulin very often. So that's a different topic altogether. So let me do a session on
Mm-hmm.
insulin also once. I'll do in this arthritis support network also, because this knowledge is also important for people, that why eating frequently is not good for you. It is not good for your metabolism also. In fact, it reduces your metabolism. So when can you have your fruit? So what I do is smoothie and fruit I have together. So I mentioned along with smoothie some seeds. So I have pumpkin seeds. I don't have it here right now. I would have shown. I have some pumpkin seeds. I have a fruit and I have peanut butter also. So you actually feel satiated after having that. You don't feel hungry till lunch. Then lunch is a big bowl of salad. So it's not like
Mm-hmm.
char slice khira tomato khali and salad ho gaya. No. So it's the opposite. My 50% of my lunch is salad and 50% is cooked. In between, if I feel hungry, I have green tea. If I feel hungry sometimes, or have a makhana or a light thing, or maybe a fruit, or maybe a fruit. But ideally, stick to maximum 4 times in a day. Don't go beyond 4. It will harm your pancreas. Yeah, you have to roast pumpkin seeds, and yeah, raw is very difficult. It's not palatable also. So I order actually roasted pumpkin seeds. Cornitos is a good brand. It's a very taste is also fine. It's very lightly salted. So I just have Cornitos pumpkin seeds myself. But don't eat beyond 4 times, and don't eat beyond sunset if possible. If your work allows you, just finish your last meal before sunset. That is also very good. Oat milk is fine. Yes, oat milk is fine. You can have fruits. You can have between meals if you are hungry, but generally try and avoid. My nephew has a lot of whey protein, does a lot of gymming. I had everything. I have had whey protein, I have had BCAA, I have had glutamine, I have had so many things. सारे पाप किए हुए मैंने and landed up in hospital. So it's very unfortunate that you trust gym trainers who have zero idea about nutrition. See, nutrition is a deep science. बहुत पापड़ बेल के हम लोग nutritionist बने, okay, and whey protein I can say with confidence top. Actually not required. If your nephew wants to become Ritik Roshan or if he wants to become Virat Kohli, it's a different ball game altogether. They have a lot of specialists who look after them. But unfortunately, we set goals which are very unreasonable and we suffer. Whey protein is,
Um,
it's poisonous. I would say it's poisonous. In the long run, it is poisonous. Just a second, I'm just answering the questions from the group on the chat, I'll upload the recording. Yes, it will be. How long does a calf need to drink milk? I don't know actually, but I think till they get teeth, after they get teeth, now they don't drink milk. Yeah, yeah, Rajni.
मनीष
Yeah,
हाँ
Rajni.
मनीष आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट कि अगर एंजियोप्लास्टी हुई है तो पीनट बटर इज गुड
Sorry, I don't have any idea about this. I have to check out. So I'll check out with Dr. Nandita Shah. And are you there in the group, arthritis group?
यस यस यस
I'll mention in the group whether people with angioplasty or any
प्लीज
heart, this
या
thing.
इट इज हार्ट फ्रेंडली और व्हाट ऑलवेज आई हैव
See, it is
fears
heart friendly. It is heart friendly. But whether people with angioplasty can have that or not, that I have no idea.
okay
So I'll ask.
thank you
You know,
thank
yeah, Anju, you had any question?
Uh, yes, because I'm talking about from my nephew's perspective. He's been brainwashing everyone in the family that all the elders, that your muscles will wear off. You people need to gain muscle weight. So you all have to have proteins in every meal. So all of us are being forced, proteins cow, proteins cow. Now every meal protein is animal protein. Now what I've been listening to the whole conversation that animal protein is not going to help us, it's only going to harm us. And finding it very difficult. What is, I mean, even his parents are feeling कि क्या जान खा गया protein खाओ protein.
Your
So I
nephew
was
is
just,
he's very kind and he is concerned about his parents and uncles, aunts, and
no,
everybody.
he was basically concerned with building up your muscle. Don't use your muscle loss. That is was his main criteria. Now I'm just don't know how to. Muscle mass is different than bone health. That
See, even I was like that. I was forcing my wife and my mother ki protein low, paneer khao. Have a few years ago I was like that, but no one benefited. My mother got osteoporosis, and let me do a session on protein. So I have done it in my group classes. I will do a complete session here also on protein from how do, like Dr. Anupam asked, after menopause, or what can be the diet after menopause. Let me do it because most of you are women and above 40 years or 50 years of age. I'll do a separate session on what is the best diet you can follow to get enough of everything. Let me do a session on diet, complete session on diet only. Let's do a complete session. So I have a talk that I give, annual talk I give to my students, how to thrive, how to eat in order to thrive. That's my talk that I give. I'll make it a general Sharan talk. You will get all the knowledge about protein from there. And at Sharan also, we have classes regarding protein. So if you just go to the Sharan website, I think the recording is still available. You can check there from where to get protein. But definitely don't go to your nephew and just straight away say that whey protein is a poison. He will just refute because they have been brainwashed. Gym trainers that take whey protein, otherwise recovery won't happen. I said I had zero soreness after climbing Girnar Parvat. Girnar
no,
Mountain.
they have lot of egg whites, lot of eggs. All these kind of it's being psyched into them. Ande khao, ande khao. That is what. So,
That's
chalo,
so
this
Anju, what I
is
want to say,
something
we cannot change others. Let's start changing
we're
ourselves.
changing ourselves. Yes, the first step is to look
Even
into
my even my
yourself.
son, even my son has milk. He doesn't agree. My son is 12 years old. He has been brainwashed in school and by social media that you get stronger by drinking milk. So I just educated him, but ultimately it's his choice. Cannot like change
Yeah,
anyone. Yeah.
yes, definitely.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Thank you, Anju. So thank you. So by the way, I end my session with a song always. So today I don't have a song. I have a poetry.
I have
Okay.
a question, Manish.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
This estrogen, can it be taken after menopause? Is it advisable?
Ask your doctor. I'm
Okay.
not a doctor. See, I'm not a doctor, and it's wrong for me to comment about any hormonal supplement. So it's a hormonal supplement. I mentioned here because you can ask your doctor. Sometimes now doctors are such that you need to bring that into their awareness also. So it's always good to be an informed patient, I would say. Yeah. So I'll just end my session with a beautiful poetry. I'm sure everybody will love this poetry. I'm going to share that now quickly. It's my sunlight time now, but थोड़ा हंसी मजाक होना चाहिए लाइफ में. Yeah. Just a sec. Sorry, I just started another screen. It will just take a minute or so. But सुन के जाइएगा. It will like,
One quick question, please.
yeah, please.
This vitamin D should be taken between 11 and 4 or early morning?
Early morning. Early morning is the best, especially during summers before 9 a.m.
Okay.
Sunlight before 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
In winters, you can go up to 10, but in summers, I would say definitely. I
Okay.
think this, yeah, yes. I think this is not sharing for some reason. I'll just give it a last try. Else, हम कभी और सुन लेंगे. Let me check. Yeah. Can you look at the screen now? Somebody say yes. Let me.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
अपनी खामियों की भीड़ में कुछ खूबियां नजर आने लगी हैं. अपनी खामियों की भीड़ में कुछ खूबियां नजर आने लगी हैं. उम्मीद मेरे साथ पहले से ज्यादा वक्त बिताने लगी है. बड़े अरसे के बाद जाके सच्चा सा मुस्कुराना आ रहा है. एक पुराना घाव भी दिल को अजीब तरह से भा रहा है. बिना डरे खुश रहती हूं, रो लेती हूँ बिना डरे, रास्ते मेरे दोस्त हैं अब, खो लेती हूँ बिना डरे। चेहरे पे पड़े निशानों के साथ भी, चेहरे पे पड़े निशानों के साथ भी क्या खूब जचने लगी हूँ। यकीन नहीं होता दोस्तों, मुझे मैं अच्छी लगने लगी हूँ। अब अपने साथ किसी तरह की जोर जबरदस्ती नहीं करती, कहीं पहुंचने के लिए कोई जल्दी नहीं करती। दुनिया दौड़ रही है, मैं अपनी गति से चल रही हूँ। मुझे बहुत पसंद आ रहा है मैं जिस तरह बदल रही हूँ। खुद पे शक की सारी परतें पिघल रही हैं धीरे धीरे, लड़खड़ाती मेरी हिम्मत संभल रही है धीरे धीरे। मैं अपना ध्यान भी अब पहले से ज्यादा रखने लगी हूँ। यकीन नहीं होता दोस्तों, मुझे मैं अच्छी लगने लगी हूँ। अकेलापन अब उतना ज्यादा बुरा नहीं लगता, अकेलापन अब उतना ज्यादा बुरा नहीं लगता। किसी की बात का बुरा लगे तो बुरा नहीं लगता। खुद से बातें करना, खुद को खुद समझाना, आ रहा है मुझको खुद के साथ में वक्त बिताना। खुद को खुल के चाहने की अलग सी शिद्दत हो रही है। खुद को जब से जान रही हूँ खुद से मोहब्बत हो रही है। कुछ लोगों का कहना है कि मैं अब खुश दिखने लगी हूँ। यकीन नहीं होता दोस्तों, मुझे मैं अच्छी लगने लगी हूँ। अपनी हर हार को, अपनी हर हार को प्यार देती हूँ। अपनी हर हार को प्यार देती हूँ, अधूरी कविताओं को भी दुलार देती हूँ। कहीं पहुंचने की हड़बड़ी दिल में नहीं रहती, शिकायतें भी हर घड़ी दिल में नहीं रहती। रास्ते को करीब से देखने वाले कदमों पे यकीन रखती हूँ। मेरे सपने मुझसे आगे चलते हैं, मैं इतनी आजाद चलती हूँ। मैंने लोगों की बातों को कितना दिल से लगाया है, खुद से नफरत करने में बहुत वक्त गवाया है। और जब से इतना समझ में आया है, संभलने लगी हूँ। जमाने की बातों से भी कम डरने लगी हूँ। मुझे अच्छा लगता है जब कोई कहता है कि आजकल मैं हद से ज्यादा उड़ने लगी हूँ। यकीन नहीं होता दोस्तों, मुझे मैं अच्छी लगने लगी हूँ। मुझे मैं अच्छी लगने लगी हूँ।
Very nice, very nice.
Very nice. Yes.
That definitely brought a smile on everybody's face.
Yeah.
So let's start loving
Us
ourselves.
both.
Let's start
Yes.
loving ourselves more, I would say. And
Manish, please share this poetry in the group.
Yes, please.
and
Yes.
opening the group also, I'll open the group now since it's more settled now. Earlier there were a lot of messages coming up. Yeah. So just be mindful in the group. If you want to comment anything, you can show a thumbs up just by tagging that message. Don't put messages so often so that others are not disturbed, and we just take care of everybody's attention. Yeah. So we can discuss more about diet. We can discuss more about routines. Just share your photos, food photographs, exercise photographs. Let's motivate each other. We are a group of 400 people now. Let's motivate
Actually,
each
we
other.
want your attention in the group.
No. And you guys motivate me also because I also, yeah.
You are a superhero.
It's like a giving and receiving. Yeah, it's like a giving. Everybody is a superhero here, I would say. You just need to realize. So we are like हनुमान जी. हनुमान जी कैसे बोलते हैं ना कि उनके अंदर शक्ति थी, वो भूल गए थे, किसी ने याद दिलाया. So we
Correct.
all are that superhero. Yeah. We just need to awaken that within us. Yeah. With that, on that note, let's end the session.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.